Hi Club Central. Who likes these? Satsumas or easy peelers. They're a favourite of mine. I just love the sweet fresh juice. But there's a problem. Sometimes my Satsuma can look perfect on the outside, but inside, when I open it up, it's all dry and tasteless. It's disappointing. I wonder whether this one is good on the inside. Today we're thinking a little bit about goodness, which is the sixth fruit of the Spirit. Now I wonder if your parents have ever said to you, be good, as they leave you somewhere. Well, what do they mean by be good? Well, I think they actually mean behave well or be obedient. Parents and carers are usually really concerned with their children being good, and they may encourage goodness with some kind of reward system. So perhaps you have a sticker chart. Or maybe they'll withhold a privilege or a treat as a punishment for bad behaviour. Have you ever been sent to bed early or not allowed to do something? As parents or carers, we are hopeful that these rewards or punishments will instill good behaviour. And this good behaviour is essentially obedience. In the Bible, children are called to be obedient to their parents. If you want to read more about that, it's in Ephesians 6 and Colossians 3. But that's for another time. This good behaviour isn't the goodness that is mentioned as one of the fruits of the Spirit. The goodness described as a fruit of the Spirit is much, much more. Let me read to you from the Bible a conversation that Jesus had with a rich young ruler. You can find it in Mark chapter 10, verses 17 through to 21. Jesus started on his way. A man ran up to him. He fell on his knees before Jesus. Good teacher, he said, what must I do to receive eternal life? Why do you call me good? Jesus answered. No one is good except God. You know the commandments. Do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, do not be a false witness, do not cheat, honour your father and mother. Teacher, he said, I have obeyed all those commandments since I was a boy. Jesus looked at him and loved him. You are missing one thing, he said. Go and sell everything you have. Give the money to those who are poor. You will have treasure in heaven. Then come and follow me. In this story, the young ruler had followed all of God's rules and commands, trying to become good through his own good and moral behaviour. Yet Jesus said this wasn't enough. The goodness described as a fruit of the Spirit is not just good behaviour, but it is also a quality of character. It combines our attempts to do good with God's character of being good. And we can only improve our goodness in this sense through God's power at work in our hearts. Now the rich young ruler was trying to earn his way into heaven, yet he was lacking the most important thing. He was lacking love for his rule maker and creator. It is this love that compels us to follow the rules in the first place. Goodness begins by obeying the greatest commandment. Do you know what that is? Well, Jesus tells us that the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. As we love God, he works his character of goodness into our lives. Just like the rich young ruler, we might try to look good by doing all the right things. But if our hearts are not good, we won't be pleasing to God, since only God is truly good. Only he can create true goodness in our hearts. It's a bit like my Satsuma, isn't it? It looks good on the outside. is it really good on the inside?